Of course, he scores like this against most teams in the league, but what is just the challenge of covering Stewie for 40 minutes when she's on like that?
It requires 40 minutes of actual defense. And I think for us, down the stretch where she got those 3 transition threes, it was a big deal for us because it was a change of momentum. And anybody that's that good, you just can't give them free shots because, after a while, anything they throw up is like second nature is going in. And so that's the rhythm we got her in, and Mr. Price will pay.
What is the challenge from both the mental and physical effort perspective of playing a switching defense an entire game and constantly having to stay in front of someone, be moving around, and paying attention to who you're actually matched up with?
I think it's a part of the game. As a competitor, we've kind of been doing this for a while, and so anybody that wants to compete, you do what it takes. It's the sacrifice we make as a group. No matter what the defense, our team and our coaches want us in, I think you just got to make the adjustment as the game goes because you want to be out there and you want to compete to win.
Eric?
Switching does cause confusion on both sides, you know what I mean? Because sometimes if you have a big guard, the big guard stays low, the small guard stay high, so it's just a lot of communication. And I think we did fairly well, but at the end of the day, this is a super team, they're good, you know what I mean? So you only can do so much and you can contain. I think we had them on their heels for moments, and then for us, I think we should have definitely just kept our foot on their neck when we had to. But like I said, they're a good team. We can't do anything when Stewie is making fadeaway jump shots from the corner. You can't contest it. We live with those, but like Kelsey said, them 3 threes in the beginning, that wide open, those are the tough ones.
Christie was telling us that you and her before the Lynx game had a conversation and you told her you'd be better. What have you and you've had 2 great games since then, what do you feel like you've kind of focused on to get back in a groove later this week?
Just being aggressive. I think being aggressive kind of helped my teammates make people guard me and not sag off and dig in and going double on Leah or sit in the paint when Kelsey's trying to drive. I think me being aggressive has been good. And then also my ability to score and pass the ball. So that's what I've just been doing these past 2 games. I know I had a boo-boo game the other day, but, it's all about the bounce back, and my teammates believe in me, so that's all that matters to me.
Kelsey, despite the loss, this is one of you guys' better offensive performances of the year. What do you think you guys have been doing offensively in this game and otherwise to score points? I
think in this league, as a whole, you have to be aggressive. And I think that's our mindset as a group offensively. Touch the paint in any way you possibly can, whether it's throwing it to AB or, you touching the paint by driving it down there. And so for us, you always got to keep your foot on people's necks from an aggressive standpoint, not literally, obviously, but the mindset has to be aggressive every possession so you can, make plays for your team.
Erica, in the second half, you guys did slow Stewie down a little bit and their total offense as a whole. What changes, if any, did you guys make to have a better, fourth quarter and that end of the third too?
I mean, it's the will. Stewie was scoring on us, and it was just Stewie can't score no more. We got to do whatever we need to do so she doesn't score anymore. So I think that's what we did. But then other people scored. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, they're a great team. If you stop one person, somebody else is going to do something. So it's just really just digging deep, and covering your matchup. And when we did that, it showed. And when we didn't, they punished us.
There were 4 or 5 plays where you guys just kind of got back cut, and I think there were just miscommunications. What led to those plays?
Like I said, when you're switching, it causes confusion on both sides. You know what I mean? If you don't come together as the switches happen, back cuts happen. So just more so just communicating and coming together to get those switches, and we didn't do that. And like I said, they're a great team. They punished us.
Christie, we talked pregame about making adjustments depending on which one of the Liberty players got hot. Obviously, Stewie went off kind
she
of.
Did. Mm-hmm.
What things did you guys at least try to do, maybe starting the second quarter or whatever point in the game maybe to change what she was doing?
Yeah. Well, a lot of hers came in transition, and that's where we thought we could get her and guard her out around the three-point line. But when she gets hot, it's kind of like the first time we played them out there when she had 50 or whatever it was. She just goes into a different zone. And, if it goes up, you just know it's going in when she starts shooting like that. We made a couple adjustments at halftime. I think she ended up with 12 in the second half. We kept her off the free throw line. We talked about how we were going to guard her in the post, made that adjustment. And then we went to switching all, 1 through 5, which helped us a little bit late in the fourth quarter.
Is that something you think can be beneficial, switching that 1 through 5, and what are kind of the negatives of maybe taking Aaliyah away from the basket?
Yeah, that, and then also we're really small. I mean, we are really small, and you're going to get some mismatches underneath in the way, if you put the ball in the middle of the floor, it's really hard to get a double team. You've got to just pretty much leave someone. So, hopefully that isn't something that's going to be, we just thought that would work late in that fourth quarter. But it can really put us in a bind, but just trying to change it up. We'd actually just wanted to do it for that one possession, and it ended up being for the next, I think, 5 is when we turned it off.
There are multiple instances where Liberty players just got open on back cuts or out of an inbounds play. What went wrong there? Where did the miscommunication lie?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of slip outs is what they had. So we were expecting a screen, which with shooters like they have, when the screen is happening and Anescu's coming off or Johannes is coming off, like you have to be there at the point of the screen, the post player or whoever's setting it. And I think they got several slip outs on us on that. It's just tough. Like you have to make a decision, how pick your poison, how you want to guard. And they're a hell of a team, and they're going to make the right reads and right decisions.
Because they have that level of talent, do you almost feel like you have to switch the whole game because there's no other way to stay in front of the talent they have?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, our goal was just to keep bodies in front of bodies. And then we went to, they got us a couple of times they would switch that big guard onto the point guard early. Benaj Laney's big and strong. She can get some, she can get down there and post. And so we made an adjustment on how we were going to guard her. We were going to face front her. Same with Stewie. We were just going to look them right in the eyeballs and hopefully get a lot of pressure on the ball and make it hard to get the ball inside.
Erica's had 2 really solid games in a row. I know you mentioned talking to her earlier this week after whatever Tuesday's game was against. What have you seen her kind of change in her game that's allowed her to kind of settle in these last 2?
Yeah, I think she's done a really good job of we talk throughout the game more just on what needs to happen next, what offense needs, what we need to run. She's figuring out, when it's time to push the pace and when it's time to maybe let's get a good one. That's when we haven't been good. She's talking to her teammates more, which is good, the communication that we've been encouraging. Just trying to keep them all on the same page. That's been really good for us the last few games. So that's wins for us because we weren't, we have a really quiet team and the communication on both ends hasn't been there. And it's been 100% better the last couple games.
Is there something you saw Thursday specifically that led you to make the starting change permanent from Lexi to Christie, or is this just a temporary thing?
Yeah, no, I just thought, Christie Wallace was coming off a good shooting game. I think when you have, she's a good ball handler, uses pick and rolls well, so that gives you some different opportunities. And just going off how she played the other day, that's kind of why I made that decision.